When you're young and single, springing forward and falling back are pretty much just about losing or gaining an hour of sleep. But when you're a parent, you learn that one little hour can cause a big disruption when it comes to your child's routine, and especially that's true for babies. But there's no need to panic. The sleep lady, Kim West, is here to help. Good morning to you, Kim.
Good morning, Kayla.
So what can we do to help make the transition easier for our little ones?
Well, the first thing we could do, especially with our very little babies, is that we can start to move their nap and their bedtimes later to make up for that hour and that later bedtime that's going to occur at the very least by Sunday, and we make the change in the middle of the night on Saturday. And with our older children, especially if they're already well rested, we can sometimes make that fell swoop in one big swoop or in two 30-minute increments, and then make sure either way that your children are well napped on Saturday so that they can make it to that new later bedtime.
Now, what about wake-up time? Are there some things that we should be doing in the morning to help make that routine a little bit easier once we go through the time change this weekend?
Absolutely. So one of the big things that happens that we're not always so happy about as parents is that our children start waking up earlier in the fall time change because the clock says 6 a.m. but our body feels like 5 a.m. So expect that a little bit in the beginning for the first few days, which is why it's so important to make sure that they're well napped because that will help with early rising. And then we also want to expose them to light to try to reset that schedule on Sunday morning. And then finally, making sure that they're wearing a really absorbent overnight diaper, which will help them not wake up from a wet diaper, which is why I really like Pampers, because across their line, they have up to 12 hours of absorbency, and they're 3 times drier than the ordinary diaper.
So for most of us as adults, it's just 1 hour and it doesn't make that big of a difference. But I know, having a couple of kids that are 2 and 5, that the time change really seems to disrupt them. Why does it make such a big difference for little kids?
Yeah. Well, partly it's because when we miss our sort of sleepy time window at bedtime, the body starts to secrete hormones that alerts us, and it makes it harder for our children to go to sleep. They tend to wake up more during the night and then wake up too early in the morning. So they're much more sensitive to that than we are as adults.
Is there anything that we can do to talk to our older kids to kind of help them understand what's going on?
I think sometimes just saying that now it's going to be, sunnier in the morning, which will be nice when we get up and get ready for school, and that we're going to have a little rest time in the afternoon to help us get to a later bedtime. And then really just right away on Sunday, when you would switch all of your clocks, just go right to that next schedule.
How long should we expect it to take before they really are fully adjusted to that 1 hour time change? Will it take a couple days? Will it take a couple weeks?
I would say, a couple of days, at the most a week, as long as we don't start sort of new bad sleep habits and start allowing our children to start their day at 5 a.m. But if we don't do that, it really should just be a couple of days, at the most a week.
And a couple changes these next couple nights could make a big difference. Thank you, Kim. Would you send our viewers anywhere for more information, helpful tips?
Yes, pampers.com and sleeplady.com.
All right, good advice from the sleep lady. Thanks so much, Kim.
Thank you.